Alright, we're back on game. I want to say this right now. I'm really not in the mood to do this. Not because, it's a lot of bad news, because there's really not. There's actually some really good positive news today. I'm just not in the mood to do it. Maybe I'll feel a little bit better as time goes on, you know what I mean? But I will say this right now. I am not, and I repeat, I am not dealing with too much of this SJW bullshit this week. I just simply don't have the time for their stupidity. I just don't, alright? I don't have time to be bodying people left and right off of their comments. However, I do need to address at least one thing, and for those who don't know what I'm talking about, female gaming characters are getting realistic makeovers from an eating disorder group. That's right. Now, for those who have not seen these pictures, alright, I'll put the link in the info bar because it's a slideshow that goes on. You've got to be kidding me that you think that this is okay. This is once again another group who is pretty much targeting gaming simply because it's an easy target, you know what I mean, and trying to strengthen their platform. That's all the fuck it is. Alright, if you haven't seen some of these pictures, I want to show you a couple examples right now of what these women look like when it comes to their realistic image in their platform. So that's your version of realism, really. Is that where you want to go? First off, you're already making the case for all of us that video games are fantasy, just like comic books are fantasy, just like movies are fantasy. I don't understand why you really think that this is a realistic standard. If Sonya Blade, okay, in the military would look like that, do you think they would just let her go around looking like that in the military and getting into fights? No, they wouldn't. Alright? There's a thing that they call, and for anybody, any type of military veteran will tell you, okay? There's a thing called basic training to whip you into shape. They break you down to build you up. So of course, Sonya Blade would possibly look like that. I'm not saying, in real life all the time, but you would be in a hell of a lot more physical shape than that. If anything, a more realistic standard when it comes to women being really physically strong would probably be if you watch the CrossFit games over the week. Maybe that. Okay? But no, you went this route. Do you really think that Sonya Blade is going to get into fights and do jump kicks? Stop. And things that say that they're a realistic standard. I'll put it like this, alright? Have you not walked down the street and seen women in those sizes? They don't have to wear those outfits, of course, unless, of course, with the GTA. If you were on the beach, you would see women at that size. You see all types of sizes, don't you? Okay, the same thing when you go down the street and you see women walking in that type of size. It makes no sense. None of this makes it. Like I said, it's once again, it's just an easy target for these fucking idiots to decide, hey, we're just going to pick on games and just, strengthen our platform. That's all it is. And the thing is, those pictures I'm showing you, of course they would pick the most, obvious ones, Lara Croft and all that. But no, there's, like I said, in the info bar, there's a slideshow of many other females, alright? Women from Dead or Alive and things that, yeah. It makes absolutely no sense. This is just simply for attention. That's all it is. It's attention getting as far as I'm concerned. They should be ashamed of themselves. They really should. Realistic size. The games are fantasy for a reason. Fantasy! They're fake! Jesus! Unreal. Always trying to put some realism. We've been talking about this, I'll put it like this. If that's the case, then we should just abolish Mario, huh? Because, realism-wise, no one's jumping on turtle shells and grabbing coins and hitting bricks with their head, you know what I mean, constantly, and fighting, Bowser? Yeah, because he exists in real life. Like I said, it's the dumbest thing. Whatever. I want to move on. I'm not going to talk much about the fighting game community today, simply because ever since last week when we talked about EVO, and we talked about all the thefts and things of that nature, I've gone from site to site to site to see if there's been any type of progress, to see if there's any type of update. And of course, nothing. Nothing at all. That's why we're not going to talk too much about fighting games this week, alright? Because I'm a little pissed off at them. Because every article I run into, you know what it's about? What it's about? Street Fighter 5 beta. That's what it's about. Oh, it's not working. Ooh, look at the combos. Look at the corner trap stuff. Blah, blah. Articles simply dedicated to corner trapping. Stop! A serious thing happened last week, and all of a sudden we're just supposed to forget short-term memory shit all over, huh? We're supposed to forget that shit. This is why I'm not going to talk much about the fighting game community today. I do have two pieces of news I do want to talk about, and I'm already talking about right now when it comes to Street Fighter 5, because a lot of you messaged me on Twitter and came to me and said, Maximilian, that he got special treatment getting into the beta. The fact that he was on stream and he gave Capcom his IP so he can get in, and he automatically jumped in and he fought Combo Fiend, for which everyone is saying Combo Fiend washed the shit out of Max, but that's not the point. You're saying that a lot of people couldn't get into the beta, and he had no problem just giving his IP, and he just jumped into the beta with no problem. Then we have others online saying, well, you know what, in the 10 hours he was streaming, he was only able to get in twice. So it's kind of unfair to say that against Max. So it was a lot of arguing back and forth. That's what I see. I personally don't know all the facts. I would love for someone to really knuckle down and let me know what's going on before I can address this appropriately. Because I'll put it like this. If you have to give Capcom your eye, if you're giving people your eye so you can get in, something fucking wrong with you. A lot of people say you can also ghost IPs and things of that nature. Like I said, I don't know all the facts. I don't. That's why I don't really want to, really speak on it. But some people want me to talk about it. Like I said, apparently it's a big deal that's going on right now when it comes to, whether it's favoritism or not. I don't know. I don't, to be honest. However, I will put it like this. Even though Street Fighter V Beta failed because it couldn't handle a load of people who tried to get in, that's actually successful. And I say this because it sends Capcom a message that, hey, there's a lot of people who are interested in Street Fighter V. Either that, or you really had a shitty really, you had some really bad server problems. But as we know, that's what beta's for. Strength testing, things of that nature. To see if they can handle the, the pressure to server maintenance and, the actual flood of traffic that comes in. So, personally, I think as though Capcom, they just took notes. I think that's the only positive they're going to take from it. Says, hey, there's a lot of people who are interested. And that's it. That's all you can say. You know what I mean? So, all right, I just want to move on. Some disturbing news. So we talked about this when I got back from MomoCon, did we not? I said, when Bolt won, and I showed you those videos, when he won in Under Night and Birth, and it was pulled off, Grand Finals was pulled off from Marvel, and he was saying, anime fighters aren't getting their due. Well, here's a problem that we're having right now, for those who don't know. CEO Gaming, Anime-centric, that's right, all anime tournament, which is in October, for those who don't know, all anime tournament may add Ultimate Most Vulnerable Capcom 3. That's right. So a lot of people are mad because they're saying, hey, this is supposed to be all anime. This is supposed to be for us, the people who don't get that many numbers. And there's a lot of people saying, we don't understand why Marvel is being added. Because in the article it says, they want to bring more people to the forefront in October in this tournament. And people are saying, but if you look at Marvel when it comes to numbers-wise, who's joined, who's viewing, they're not standing up compared, if you watch so far this year, the numbers that have, for Marvel, it hasn't been as strong as it is late. So it really won't help. A lot of other people are saying, hey, look, whether it's with or without Marvel, as long as it doesn't throw shade, over top of the rest of the anime fighters, it's okay. So right now, the community is being torn in completely different ways. I personally think as though Marvel shouldn't be there because, as you said, it's all anime-centric. That's what it's supposed to be. All anime. This is for the anime players. And now you're adding Marvel. Simply for the fact of popularity in numbers. So, not too long ago. Matter of fact, I shouldn't even say not too long ago. Years ago. When I said that, Capcom is possibly, they're like the apex predator at this point. Let's be honest here. They're going to make sure they throw that money and get that out there. But, what did I say? Popularity is killing the community. Popularity, whether it is said popular player or said popular game. Just saying. But when I said that, I was a fucking asshole, I was a stupid nigger, I didn't know what I was talking about, blah, blah. Remember, this is what the community themselves told me. Okay, I want to move on because I'm done with the fighting game community for today. I'm done. Now, last week we also talked about Adderall. We talked about players cheating in order to, using medication that they're not prescription to use so that they can have a one-up on their competition. Did we not? Okay. Now, apparently, some of you missed the memo when you thought I was talking about people who really needed it. No. Why would I do that? If you need it, if you need that Adderall, right? Because it's part of your prescription as from your doctor, your physician, or whatever, and you have every right to use it because you need it, yeah, you should be allowed to use it. You should be. And I know some people have said in the comments, it's also no one's business, of theirs. If they use it, they don't want their personal business being put out there. I definitely understand that. But there were some people who got upset because they thought I was targeting people who needed it. Why would I do that? That's just fucking stupid. Clearly, I'm addressing those who don't need it. Clearly. But apparently, I needed to say that. I need to say it in comments. I need to say today in this video, apparently. So that there's no miscommunication. I didn't think I needed to explain that part, but apparently I do. The fact is, if you are in need of some type of medication and you go to these tournaments, you should be allowed to use it. But in the article that I posted last week in the info bar, these were guys who were saying that they didn't need it. That they were going around to conventions and selling them $10 a pill for those who would have an advantage. Then you saw the clip where the guy was like, hey, yeah, we all use it. He didn't care. Well, since then, okay? Now, video game tournaments are going to start drug testing players, especially the ESL. Now, this is going to make it harder for those who do need it, okay? So, I guess you got to have your prescription, your doctor's note, but it's going to be random drug testing. So, you want to be a sport, you're about to deal exactly with what sports goes through. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Just letting you know that now. Also, Doom developer says that they are making multiplayer with, they're not making multiplayer with esports in mind. And you know what? I'm fine with that. That's how it should be. You want to know why? Because you shouldn't have to worry about banking on fucking esports to have your game sell. We've seen this way too many fucking times. Make your game the way you want to make your game. Do not worry about that. The community will pick up on that later. You shouldn't be making games thinking, I wonder how they're going to play this esports-wise, or how it's going to be public, sponsored and things of that nature. You shouldn't. No, make your game the way you need to make it. Because that's how games were made back then. That's what you should be doing now. So as far as I'm concerned, you're doing the right thing. As far as I'm concerned. Alright? Also, in more sponsorship news, Doritos Pope is back. That's right, Doritos Pope is back. Oh my god. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is getting another Doritos Mountain Dew promotion. So they just didn't learn, huh? They didn't learn from before. Okay, I'm just saying. So, gamers, you know exactly what to expect. You can expect your Mountain Dew, you can expect, your Doritos, your energy drinks, your headphones, branded headphones and shirts and carrying on. Yep. And I know some people are going to say, well, that's all part of, promotion at times and sponsorship when it comes to esports. Look, you don't need to drink a fucking energy drink to play video games. You don't. I'm not trying to hear it. You never have, you never have in the past. We didn't have, like I said, when we played video games and tournaments, things of that nature, there was no, I need to have this monster shirt on and these, you didn't need that shit. You didn't need it. And you still played, right? And you still won. All of a sudden now you need all this stuff. They need to hook you to other products, which for those who don't know in retail is add-on sales. Just hook you to other fucking products, third-party products that you don't need. Who the fuck is sitting around eating Doritos all damn day and playing video games? If you're doing that, there's a problem right there. There's a problem right there. And you're also filling into the stereotype where gamers do nothing but eat junk food and sit on their ass. Just saying. So the companies that are sponsoring you also hurt you as a community. Okay, whatever. Let's keep moving on. RPG news. Final Fantasy Type O HD PC release date is coming and new features will be revealed. So there's a link in the info bar for that. Also, Final Fantasy 15 news will be coming next week, so y'all can get ready for that as well. Also, in more RPG news, that's right, Odin Sphere is getting an HD remake. Now look, for those who have not played Odin Sphere, this is a great RPG for back in its time. It is getting an HD remake. It is not known yet if this is going to be simply digital or physical. They're not sure yet. However, this will be coming in 2016, just to let you know. I will put it like this. If you make it a if you make it a physical HD remake, you got me day one. Day one. I'm saying that right now. Alright? Like I said, it's a great game for those who have not played it and you're getting ready to experience it, unless you go get the ROM of the old one and play it. But, no, definitely, this is something that you should try. If you're an RPG fan, you'll definitely love it. Also, I want to move on. Resident Evil. When we talked about Umbrella Corps being trademarked, now we know Resident Evil Umbrella Corps has been trademarked in Europe and Japan. This is happening. It's happening. So, get ready for another Resident Evil. Also, there's talk of Resident Evil 7 coming very soon. I don't know. I wouldn't say very soon. What I've seen, it's coming very soon. No. It's still a ways away as far as I'm concerned, but Resident Evil 7 is coming, just to let you know. Also, in Halo news, Halo 5. Gotta talk about this. That's right. Halo 5 doesn't have split screen. We talked about this not too long ago. And 343 says it might have, the reason it doesn't have split screen is that it might have compromised the actual game. Now, I don't know what narrative that you're going to be using for this game, but I have never heard of split screen compromising a game. Never. Ever. Alright? Ever. I'm just saying, when it comes to, first-person shooters and things of that nature, I've never heard of split screen ever doing that. I don't know what they have going on here. Like I said, I'll put the link in the info bar. It is up to you whether you feel as though it's a legit excuse or not. Like I said, you can tell they're bluffing or not. It is up to you. I'll leave it up to the community on that one. Speaking of community, not too long ago, Hulk Hogan, the things that's happened with Hulk Hogan, he's been kicked out of WWE. Whether you agree what he did was right or wrong, or if he's not racist, whatever, that's not what we're going to talk about here today. I don't want to talk about it. We talked about it in the sports video. I want to talk about it today, okay? What I will talk about is the fact that they have eliminated him from 2K16, WWE 2K16, and they're replacing him with the Terminator. That's right, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, here's the thing. Couldn't you just make Arnold Schwarzenegger in WWE 2K16 with, create a character? I'm just saying, couldn't you do that? And I have to ask, because they're trying to bill him, not as Arnold Schwarzenegger, they're billing him as the Terminator. Who the fuck is wrestling the Terminator? Who wants to be near the Terminator? Like, that would make no sense whatsoever. Is he going to be, is he going to have a weight distribution? Like you see, for those who don't know, when you've played these wrestling games, especially back in the day, I would go as far as back as No Mercy. Is it No Mercy when they started using the weight distribution? When you had a smaller guy, you tried to pick up a guy, say, like The Big Show or Kane or The Undertaker, there was a weight distribution where it took you a while to actually pick them up. It took you a couple tries to actually pick them up to body slam them. So, I'm wondering if Terminator will have a weight distribution with him, but it's the fucking Terminator. Come on. What the fuck is he doing other than Arnold Schwarzenegger being in the Hall of Fame for wrestling? I just think it's a waste of time. I really think it is. You're going to probably still make you pay for it anyway, right? So, you might as well just make them on your own. Same thing with Hulk Hogan. Oh, you took them out. Just make them on your own. Isn't that what they do? Isn't that what people who've done extensive creative characters have done for years in these games? That's all they do. When Chris Benoit died, we saw Zombie Benoit. When Eddie Guerrero died, we saw Zombie Eddie Guerrero. Did we not? And those weren't pulled off the service. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let me move on. Just to let you know, Indie Game is coming to you soon. I'll put the link in the info bar. It's a good write-up for it. And I'll link you to the actual person. They actually have a Tumblr for it. Crystal Gun Girl. It's actually pretty interesting. It plays sort of like Mega Man. I've seen some of the clips already. There's not an actual trailer out for it yet. I've seen some of the animation for it. Seen some of the clips. Plays sort of like Mega Man, but when you beat Fallen Titans, you can take their ability and take on different forms. That's right. And for what I've seen so far, I've seen single-player footage for it, and I've seen, multiplayer footage for it. So we'll see what happens with the game. But the game looks really good so far. We'll have to keep my eye on that one. Also, Yahoo.com. That's right. They came out with an article not too long ago I want to talk about, where they are sitting here putting their stamp of approval on. Okay? They said that this game, which is called Nevermind, which we'll talk about, okay, will make any grown man sweat because of the fact that this horror game plays so much on your senses. So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, let's look at the trailer for Nevermind. Now, apparently, this game plays a lot on your senses, and it's pretty interesting to write up of, how this is all started. But I believe the first 3 stages are already available on Steam for, I believe, it was like $4.99 or something like that. Other YouTubers have already played it. Guys like Markiplier, that guy who overreacts to all the scary games that he plays. You can tell he's played it, ahead of time, and then he just goes and records it. You can tell. Don't tell me you can't. You can tell. However, all right? like I said, there are a number of YouTubers who have played it, and the game looks really good for what I've seen so far. I don't know about making grown men sweat, all grown men sweat, because, like I said, if you're a horror buff, you know when things are coming, you know when there's going to be, this is the setup for the jump scare and things of that nature, but it's supposed to play on your senses, and that's what really gets to you. So it's really interesting, to see that this game, how it's going to go. We'll see in the future what Nevermind does, but as far as I'm concerned, for what I've seen, it looks like a really good game. It looks like it's worth a try. It does. Now, I do have some more horror news for you. For those who were very upset about Silent Hills, being canceled, and then they came out with PT not too long ago, that the other game was Allison Road PT, because they, like I said, they're trying to compare it to it, and people were very happy with it. Well, here's some more news, because, Guillermo Del Toro was very upset the fact that Kojima was leaving Konami. He was like, I really wanted to do this with Kojima or whatever. Well, now we are hearing that Kojima is still in talks with Guillermo Del Toro on doing a game project together. So, more likely, they're going to go and do something separate on their own in the horror category. Because Guillermo Del Toro is he's a great director anyway. He knows what he's doing. This will be really interesting to see what happens in the future. Once again, this is one of those things we'll all have to keep our eyes on and see if this really happens, okay? Also, Amazon, we talked about this over the weekend, but just for those who do not talk about it on Twitter and on social media, Amazon has outed the Evil Within Game of the Year Edition. That's right. So you know what that means. Game of the Year Edition, we saw it coming, we talked about it before, it's not a big deal. Like I said, now you can get ready for the Game of the Year Edition with all the DLC and all that type of stuff. But it has been spotted, so there you go. Also, here's some good news. I said, here the good news is going to come today. For those who don't know, in London, there was an arcade. And it was, apparently, it was robbed. That's right. It was robbed over, I believe, it was robbed of 5,000 pounds of goods were taken from this arcade. However, the gaming community stepped up. That's right. And came together and got this reopened. That's right. They supported it. They poured their money into it, and it's reopened again. So it's amazing to see, once again, every time you keep hearing that games are bad or gamers are bad and blah, 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 and it does this to people, like I said, every week I have to keep showing you, look, this is what gamers have done. This is good. They never talk about it, though, do they? No. It's amazing, man. Also, in more news, and one of you guys has sent this to me, Buffalo, a mayor backs gamers and creates a new game development center called the Buffalo Game Space. And for those who don't know what's going on, this is actually something that happened, and the news covered it and everything, where the mayor cuts the ribbon on the Buffalo Game Space virtually.
Well, today in downtown Buffalo, Mayor Byron Brown took a high-tech approach to a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
It's all for video game designers that are coming to the Queen City. News 4's Nalina Shapiro joins us now with more on this futuristic announcement, Nalina.
Well, the mayor isn't just playing around. His challenge tonight for tech enthusiasts and gamers is this. Can you create a futuristic City of Buffalo video game that teaches children the skills they need to get a job? This is the first time a video game design competition has been held here, and the winner could take home $5,000. The mayor didn't hold on to scissors to cut a ribbon today. He looked into this 3D headset to cut the virtual ribbon during today. And for the first time ever in Buffalo, creative teams will be creating video games. The competition is happening at Buffalo Game Space, located in the Tri-Main building on Main Street. The mayor wants kids to play a video game that teaches them communication skills, decision-making skills, interpersonal skills, and promotes our city. The mayor says the city wants to help the winner take the game from design to the market.
If we're able to get to that point, we will use the proceeds from the game to fund youth programs in the city of Buffalo.
That is for a damn good cause, and you know what? I really wish our mayor would get behind that. We can't even get him to get behind us to make arcades here anymore. Yet, you have in Buffalo, you have an entire development game space going on. Congratulations, Buffalo. And gamers, once again, it goes to show you get the right people, they will back you. It goes to show you that, all right? If anything, that's something that we need to see more often as far as I'm concerned. Also, in more positive news, and we just talked about this not too long ago when it comes to sponsorships and things of that nature, Turtle Beach, known for doing headphones for competitive gaming, is launching a hypersound clear speaker system to help people hear better. So people who have a disability and really not being able to hear, they're actually making this system specifically for them. Just to let you know. Also, in my last bit of news, which I need more confirmation on this because I'm going to go. Personally, I'm just letting you know that now. Dave & Buster's, I know Dave & Buster's, we're all saying Dave & Buster's, they are going to hold a location test for Pokken Tournament. That's right. And it's going to be spread across here in the States. They have not said when, though, and they haven't said what specific locations either. So, once again, this was said by Reddit, by Dave & Buster's themselves. You know, the people who run Dave & Buster's, they said this, but there's no more information on this. And I really want to go, but I haven't seen anything. So it's like, it's a hit or miss at this point. So if anyone has any more information on this that I could, get on camera and talk about and spread the information to everyone else, please, by all means, let me know. Okay? Like I said, there's a lot of positive news to go around this week. I cut out a number of things due to the fact that, to be quite honest, I'm kind of disgusted at them this week, so I didn't really want to talk about it. But that's your news for the week. Gamers, understand that there's a lot of positives here. You've got mayors backing you. You've got arcades going down and gamers coming back and helping people. It's paying it forward. It's a revolving door that needs to keep revolving. And on top of it, evolving. Because it could be better than this at this point. I just wish that more people would take cue when it comes to stuff like this. Not to mention, Games Done Quick has done a great job this week. Has done a great job. But, of course, only certain media outlets are talking about it. There's some that are, and it's finally great to see that they are. But, man, when you see this type of stuff, like I said, when you're seeing people, we're going to make realistic stuff to strengthen our platform, it's like you do realize that you're pissing in the wind at this point. With all the positive news, here you come with your negative bullshit as usual. And then you want to, be looked at as a beacon of hope. Get the fuck out of here. Like I said, all you do is add problems. All you do is escalate the situation and add drama to places and to things and to hobbies and cultures that don't need it because there's enough of it to go around. When I say that, that's like me kicking a hornet's nest, right? It doesn't matter. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Y'all be safe. I'm out.